This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hello everyone, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. This time we are going to build something with the new Snowy Escape expansion pack, plus all the packs that I own, which is all of them. So yeah, this is the first build where I didn't restrict myself with just base game and the new pack. So the first thing that I thought when, Snowy Escape got announced was, I can finally rebuild the Bathhouse from Spirited Away. So for those who haven't seen or watched that movie or don't know what the hell this is all about, here is a little picture of it. It is an animation movie and it is really hard to recreate, but it is such a lovely building. And I would say that for the movie itself, it is kind of like a character by itself. This is how good en scène they put this whole house. It is a bathhouse for the gods, for the 8 million Shinto gods. It's like a very magical, fantastical building, and I just thought it is beautiful. It has so much character, and I want to recreate that in The Sims. And with Snowy Escape, this is definitely possible because now we have more Asian, especially Japanese kind of objects, and we have the onsen community lot with that. So I thought this is a bathhouse. Perfect. Let's do this. So first of all, what I did is, of course, watch this movie again and again and again and again. I'm sorry, but I can't watch this. Like, I think maybe in 2022 I can watch this, but this took quite a while. It is very hard to recreate in The Sims as well, since we can only build 4 stories up and 4 stories down. I think here I will use 2 stories of the basement as well, but keep in mind that actually this should be throning on the cliff surrounded by water, which is of course here not possible, but I tried my best to include every tiny little object and detail. Also, you can see me building this here in Willow Creek first, because I knew Snowy Escape has 2 50-50 lots, and I wanted this to be placed in the new Snowy Escape world, which is Mount Komorebi. This will also happen quite soon, where I will just move that whole build up to the Mount Komorebi world and that 50-50 lot. So yeah, this is not a 64 by 64 lot, which I usually do for, builds like these. But I really wanted you guys to be able to place this in Mount Komorebi, and therefore it's a 50 by 50 lot. It is kind of a little bit easier, I would say, to recreate something from an animation movie, especially since this house or this building seems to change a lot and doesn't really make sense. Like layout wise, there are always like new rooms and new angles of the house where you're like, this is not how it looks on that shot and that shot. I think this is on purpose because it's kind of like a magical house, and since witch is, the owner of this house, I just assumed that she is going to change the rooms accordingly or something like that. So it doesn't really make sense. So my purpose was to look at the movie a lot, but also use some of the concept art that the artists who created this lovely house and concepted it use. So we have some things that are from the concept art, some things are just things that I personally think make sense for The Sims 4, because I of course want you guys to be able to play with this and walk around and use it as an onsen bathhouse. You can also set this to a spa if you have spa day. So both ways are of course possible, and I'm not going to spoil the movie for you, so just in case you're like, what the hell's even going on here? Just watch it. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a really fantastical movie, and if you have kids, kids, you definitely have to watch it with your kids, because I love it. I have watched it quite a lot now, so I'm kind of overdone. But yeah, I try to use every little thing that we see in the movie, so you can kind of replay the movie, maybe, you know, in The Sims 4. This is basically the goal for this. So keep in mind that I have to change some things in the layout and also add some things that aren't there but make sense in The Sims 4 as gameplay wise. So I really, really hope that you're gonna like this. All right, so let's go into it. So we have 4 stories up, 2 stories down. The upper case is basically the bathhouse, and the penthouse, so to speak, is the office of Yubaba, which is the witch and owner. So be prepared for that. And in the basement, we have the prominent boiler room of Kamaji, I think is name. I'm sorry if I mispronounce any names here or anything. I'm sorry, I'm German and I do this voiceover in English, so what makes sense anymore? But basically what we see is that the front of the building has 2 little gardens, I would say. We see the left one that I did first quite like at least during, I think, 2 minutes or maybe 1 minute. I paused the whole movie through that and tried to recreate it as best as possible. Oh, and also, by the way, there are lots and lots of Sims builds that are depicting this building. I'm not the first one doing this, and I also want to thank everyone who did this before me, because that was also very inspiring, because I was like, oh, that's clever, I'm gonna steal that idea. Thank you so much for the inspiration. But yeah, definitely Snowy Escape helps us a lot here because of the awnings and, you know, all these kind of knickknacks. I especially found it tricky to make these little addings or annexes that are at the building. I used half walls and the new windows from the pack with that to kind of create this, because since we have only 4 levels, I had to be creative. So these are not usable, like some of them are not usable because these are just half walls kind of adding to the exterior of it. But since they are not like really shown from the inside in the movie, I thought, okay, I think this is not as, you know, important to have them. So this is basically what I do a lot. I will add lots and lots of little 1 tile wide adding annexes or something to the exterior of the house to kind of make it look like it does in the movie. And yeah, I think it makes it very, very detailed. I tried to clutter it a lot and kind of also look at frame by frame. I have to say that the front, the back, and the left side of the building are definitely something that is shown in the movie a lot. In the concept art, it was sometimes shown how the right side of it looks, but I kind of make a mishmash of everything. So I had a little bit more freedom on the right side of it, which is also why I added the little garden and made it like a little bit bigger, so that later on we will put a hot spring in there so you can use it as an onsen. Also really usable or like really helpful were the new paper windows, which probably have a name. By the way, guys, like I said, I'm German and I've never been to Japan, and I've actually never before really was like that super interested and knowledgeable about Japan, and you guys have always helped me in the comments down below how stuff is called. But yeah, the paper doors and windows, they probably have a name. Or that style has a name. So be free to write that in the comments and teach us all in the comments down below, of course. But yeah, it was really, really interesting to rebuild this. And like I said, the Snowy Escape stuff was really helpful and kind of gave me also more color swatches and stuff that definitely makes this possible. So yeah, that is the whole reason, because that has been on my list and has been requested by you guys in the comments. Like always, you can request stuff in the comments like a lot, but this time I thought this is the perfect pack for this. Finally I can do this as well and kind of try it out. So here we are. It's again with the exterior. Lots and lots of adding of different little knickknacks and like annexes and little house walls with windows and awnings over it. So it looks kind of like a more than 4-story high building. And also one of the gardens is way bigger than it is I think in the movie. We never really see that side, like I said, but I thought it would be usable for the hot springs, so I just extended that so you can use it with your Sims and use in your hot springs that come with this. I also experimented a little bit with the lanterns and the new stones and the carpet that is actually supposed to be kind of like Zen garden sand, if this makes sense. But yeah, it was really, really interesting to do this. Also, the round bridge is my own doing with platforms and whatnot. Kind of happy that I could recreate it so that your Sims can also walk on it, because we have the debug round bridge and it's not really working because it's a debug object and your Sims don't walk on it if you place it on your lots. But yeah, I could try to recreate it so that your Sims can at least walk onto it. And I also think it would be nice for screenshots. So here we are in the interior of this whole build. Like I said, I watched the movie, I played and paused it several times, so I'm kind of knowledgeable how... I've watched it in German, by the way, because I couldn't bother watching it in English. So sometimes I realized that especially the name of the movie is different than the English one. I don't know why. I don't know what like the direct translation of the Japanese is. That would be interesting. But yeah, the German name is kind of like Chihiro's Journey to Magic Land or Wonderland, whereas the English title is Spirited Away, which is, well, different. So here we are in the inside of the bathhouse. So this is a bathhouse for the gods, and there are like stalls with little actually round pools, I would say, where they can soak and clean themselves. And they have these intricate not bamboo, but like bonsai tree or tree pattern, pine tree pattern on the walls, which I recreated with some green clouds stickers and some cracks from the vampire pack. That was really, important to me to have. And also on the upper second floor we have a golden kind of type wallpaper. I think it's like wood, yellow wood, and there are lots and lots of flowers on it. And I was like, oh damn, we don't get that with Snowy Escape, but the seasons decorations helped me out here, so these are wall stickers as well. So it was actually lots and lots of repetitive things, like adding all these columns, adding all the new friezes, the stickers and the decals on the wall to make this look a little bit more decorated as as usual in The Sims, I would say. But it was really, really helpful to use all of the packs, since, for example, the romantic garden lanterns are actually the lanterns how they look like in this bathhouse in the movie. So I was really happy. Here we have the other little rooms that are added. We don't really know what is in there, except that on the back side of it there's probably the sleeping dorm room kind of for Chihiro, the main protagonist. But I wanted to add lots of stuff, so this can be set to a spa or an onsen in your game. So we have a sauna, or actually 2 saunas. We have some changing rooms, there are bathrooms, and of course there are some that I would call tea rooms, but actually it's just like a room with a kotatsu table. There are multiple ones. I think we have 4 of the kotatsu table rooms here, so you can kind of pretend that you get some food there and get some tea and warm up and stuff like that. So it is also kind of like a tea house restaurant situation. And especially I think in the bathhouse in the movie it is referred a lot of times, and you can also see that the guests can eat there, so it's not just soaking in the water and getting clean. It's more of a all-round kind of good vibes getting clean and fed and drink something kind of situation there. Here's the dorm room of Chihiro. Of course they actually have these little mats that they roll out, but we don't have that kind of sleeping bag situation in The Sims 4, so I used the new mats that come with that. And also I thought it's kind of a little bit more usable for your gameplay, so your Sims can really stay there longer for multiple days. And also, if you set it to residential, you can live there and kind of pretend to replay the whole movie if you want to. So here we are on the upper level of the penthouse, which is Yubaba's office kind of story where she lives. So that is the witch that owns that bathhouse in the movie, and I again tried to recreate all the stuffs here. We have the elevator. Of course, elevator are not working here, so I used a walk-in closet, I think you call it in English. And the upstairs is super British, kind of Victorian, but like in a magical, colorful Japanese Ghibli vibe. Ghibli being the studio that created the movie, and we have that, like, lots of their movies is inspired by this kind of, I would call it kitsch. I'm sorry if this is a negative one for you. I would say kitsch is not that bad actually, but it is fun and lots of decoration, lots of clutter, lots of patterns, but like very colorful European, I would say. Like Central European. And yeah, this is basically how this all will look like. It's a very palace sort of thing, but like in a made up way, like we have lots of mixes of the Japanese kind of things, but also like European kind of things. So it was actually fun to find out all of the objects and look at all the screens and then kind of try to make this possible in The Sims 4. So this is the huge office, where she greets Chihiro when she asks for a job, for example. So that is in the first 10 minutes of the movie or so. So I'm really not spoiling anything. You can still watch that movie even though you have seen this, speed build. I really urge you to watch it because it's such a lovely movie. And here is the kids' room of her baby, I say this in quotes, which is also really colorful and has this landscape painted on the walls. And we have the landscape tiles from the bathroom tiles with this pack. So I kind of use them here and have like the green carpet and kind of plush on the walls and whatnot. So yeah, lots and lots of pillows and cushions and toys like we see in the movie as well. See this as kind of like a very weird bedroom that your Sims can use as well. And here's the short little bathroom that is shown for like 3 seconds in the movie, but I thought a bathroom has to be here so your Sims can use the whole upstairs as a apartment kind of situation. So yeah, there's a really, really regal golden, white and blue bathroom in here as well. And now we move to the downstairs of this whole house. So this is a room that you will see and is also like referenced a lot in the whole movie, I would say. We revisit this throughout, and I think it's also one of the most known one for people who have not watched the movie but maybe have seen screenshots. So this is the boiler room where the hot water for the baths is being heated up, and a character called Kamaji is being the boiler kind of guy who keeps it hot, he keeps the fire running and whatnot. And behind him is like this whole wall of drawers where all the herbs are in for the herb bath that you can put into the water. So I tried to recreate this here as well with lots and lots of end tables that are sized up. I think these are from Parenthood, but don't get me, I'm not really sure. And really, really important, I think this is referenced throughout the movie, there are little coal gods thingies. I'm not sure exactly if they're even named in the movie, but they help him putting the coal into the boiling thing, chimney, fireplace stuff, into the boiler, I guess. So I used some mouse holes here that will also feature some mouses because they're from City Living. And yeah, to kind of try to recreate that. So yeah, for those who may have watched the movie, I hope that you can recognize it. I personally think it is I tried my best to recreate this in The Sims, and I would say that people who have seen the movie definitely would recognize this house. I think I did this in 20 hours, kind of. So the last 3 days, that is actually all I've been doing. Watching that freaking movie again and again and building this. This is all I've done. And it takes a lot of time. So yeah, keep in mind that this is not my full-time job, you know, doing YouTube. So yeah. I'm definitely happy how it turned out, but it is very cluttered, and it took you know, lots of inspiration and tried to incorporate everything. So here we are in the video tour. As always, there's a video tour at the end so you can have a better look at it, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm really happy how it turned out. And I'm also happy to announce that your Sims can, you know, use this. It is up on the Sims 4 gallery. You can download this, and the link is in the video description down below. So yeah, you can put it to your game and replay the movie, or just, you know, play in a really cool looking bathhouse. Kind of like a really nice touch. I really try to incorporate everything. So yeah, here is every kind of detailed look that you might need if you want to rebuild this. Like I said, it took me quite some time, so why not use just the download link that I provide down below so you don't have to. And I hope that those who wanted to have this in their game and have requested that for the last, I don't know, 4 years, I hope that you like this. I hope that this is something, you know, how you wanted it to be in your Sims game. Thank you so much for suggesting stuff in the comments down below, which I urge you to always do. I know my usual answer is I will put this on my list. And yes, my list is long, but keep in mind that, you know, sometimes it takes 4 years for me to be inspired enough, or to think, hey, we have that object now with that and that pack, so now I can do this. So my list is actually super long, but still keep them coming, guys. There's always hope that maybe years later I will build this in The Sims 4. So here you go, guys. Spirited Away Bathhouse. Yeah, there you go. Here we go into the boiler room, which, yeah, I think turned out really, really great. I'm a little bit unhappy about the color choices here. The wooden textures should be actually a little bit lighter. But yeah, this was the best I can do. Like always, I had some restrictions, you know, in the game to recreate this, you know, as best as I can. By the way, the cupcake factory, which usually everyone hates as a simmer, is in the boiler room. So you can pretend to do, you know, to heat up the whole thing. And here we go over the lovely bridge into the bathhouse, which looks absolutely amazing, in my opinion. And I really, really liked how I did the trees. By the way, that took me 40 minutes experimenting to figure out how to do the trees. I really wanted to have them. We have some really dumb kiddie room wall tattoos that are, you know, are trees, but don't look absolutely like nothing like the trees in the movie, and I really wanted that to be here in the game, so I had to recreate them. 40 minutes of my life experimenting with tattoos, Jesus, but okay. I always try my best to come up with stuff for you guys. I also have to say that I kind of used a lot. I tried to use a lot of Snowy Escape, but I also used a lot of all the different packs. But if you want to have this in your game, I would say Seasons was very helpful. For the whole boiler room thing, the pipes and whatnot, you would need Journey to Batu, City Living, and Get to Work. But yeah, basically it depends on room to room what I used. But of course, the main structure of all of it is Snowy Escape. And on the outside, of course, I also used lots of Jungle Adventure, to be honest, because that was kind of sometimes interchangeable with some of the Japanese stuff. Yeah, here's something you haven't seen before. This is the workers backstage, so to speak, which is also shown for like a short second, and I really wanted to have that because it is this long corridor, like high corridor with lots and lots of stairs. Keep in mind that in the movie, of course, like they have hundreds of workers living there and working there. But yeah, of course, in The Sims, we can only have up to 8 Sims, that are controllable, and a couple of roommates if you have Discover University. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I really, really hope that you like this and that you can play with this, and this makes also kind of sense. I'm super proud of this. Like, I mean, I tried my best. Maybe I could have watched the movie more, but I really can't anymore. I tried my best in The Sims 4, definitely, and I'm really proud of this one because it took so much time, and also I'm really happy to, finally have built this, because this has been requested quite a lot. I think that people who have watched the movie are like, oh my god, this is such a cool building. It is kind of so fantastical. You kind of want to have this in The Sims 4 as well, which is also why I think there are like lots of versions of this on the gallery already. But yeah, this is basically my build version of it. Here we have some night shots because it looks beautiful at night. Oh my god. I think I like it even more at night because you see it at night as well with all the lights going on in the movie as well. So it's kind of like a prominent state of the exterior of the house as well. So I'm really happy to show you that as well. But yeah, basically that's the whole build, guys, with the new Snowy Escape pack. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you are into Sims 4 builds like these and others, just subscribe to my channel and hit that bell for the notifications, and give it a thumbs up if you like this, or a thumbs down if you didn't like this, so I know what to build in the future. Just write me your suggestions and recommendations for future builds in the comments down below, and I really, really hope that you like this, that you enjoyed this. I want to thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I will see you soon, I guess. Bye bye.